What's going on, guys? Phil Daru, American Top Team Strength and Conditioning Coach, and I'm here with Nasima here. We're gonna go over some Zurcher squat variations that I utilize from my fighters, but it also can be utilized for other sports, including strength sports, powerlifting, weightlifting, things like that. Again, with the Zurcher, you're putting it in the crooks of the elbow and you're working through the squat variation or whatever variation we're gonna do today, as opposed to a pattern, and we're gonna increase the strength to get the stimulus ahead to increase overall strength and power. Let's do it. Right, now, again, while you want to create the irradiation, again, you're going to create that muscle contraction. That's going to help with not cutting into the elbow as much. And then also, when we talk about irradiation, we're tightening up the body, right? We're creating stability. Yeah. Again, create intra-abdominal pressure, create irradiation through the hands, lock your lats down, stay strong. You don't got to come up super high, but you want to be here. You don't want to have it come down here because the bar is going to fall. So again, you're getting some upper body muscle activation. That's why I don't want you to clasp the hands together. If we pull it apart, you're going to get more muscle activation from the upper body, upper back, right? Strengthen that up, keep the core tight. We're going to get that wide stance, right? Again, create that torque, external torque. We're going to grab the ground, right? Then from there, you're going to sit your butt back, right? And then from there, settle and drive up, static overcome by dynamic. Okay?
On the note of the irradiation, because I know some people are going to wonder about this, when you're flexing, you're not like at 100%, right? You're creating enough just so you get stable.
So it's the same thing you would say if you were to do max load, you know, with 5s and 10s. It really just depends on the load, right? The more load, the more irradiation, right? So again, if the more load, the more intra-abdominal pressure, right? So the same concept.
Got it.
Right? You're just gonna do it indirectly. When you feel that weight on your arms, you're gonna have to do it. You see what I'm saying? So everything's gonna tighten up a little bit more when the weight gets on the bar a little bit more.
Got it. Okay.
Good. Turn it in. There you go. Step, step. Good. Find your feet.
Oh, got close.
Yep. Sit, 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 sit. Back, back, back. Drive up. Good. Let's go again. Sit. Drive. Good. Again. Sit, sit, sit. Drive up. Good. Sit back a little bit more. Come on. Yep. Good. Spread. Sit back. Sit back. Sit back. Drive. 2 more. Go. Good. Rack it. Go ahead. So I'm seeing it right now. You're actually shifting to the left.
Yeah.
Right. So
that's been something I've had for years. So
how's your glute activation on the far side here? Your glute med.
I guess I don't feel a problem, but there's probably a problem there.
Gotcha. Sit down and go on your hip here.
Go on my sit. Okay.
Yep. So this was the issue here. So yeah, lay on your side like you're doing a side plank. Right. Bend this knee. Bend this bottom knee in. Right there. Good. Straighten this leg out. Good. Flex the toe. Good. Now go ahead and you can rest your arm. Yeah, rest your head on the arm. Now what I want to see is drive this hip into internal rotation. Good. And drive this leg up, straight up. Hold position and bring it back. Hold that right there. Hold that and squeeze there. All right. So let me now turn the foot in a little bit right there, internal rotation, and hold that right there. So let me push down. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Stay strong. Don't compensate. Straighten the leg out. Don't go into the quad. Turn the hip. Good. Hold that. Glute on. And relax. Good. Okay. Turn over. Go the other side. Let me see something. Same thing. All right. Flex up. Hold. Straighten that leg out. Bring it back behind you. Get into the extension. Straighten the leg. Turn it in. Hold that position right there. Squeeze the glute. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Hold. Okay. How they feeling from the left to right?
This one's stronger.
Feel stronger?
Feels like I'm able to maintain that higher, stronger.
Okay.
I feel on that side, but it's weaker.
Yeah. Okay. So what I would do for correctives, right? Do some banded clamshells with a slingshot.
So
or the hip circle, my bad. Do that, right? Get on the side. So let's grab a hip circle. Right? All right, and then we'll do, so my correctives for you in between your Zurchers would be, you go ahead and do your clamshells, right? Okay. And you do banded hip or glute bridges, right? You do single leg glute bridges, right? Those are gonna enhance the quality of the glute activation as you're still getting stronger, right? Hopefully we can bring that compensation down as much as we can. It may be an issue of the ankle, could be a bunch of different things, but in order for us to fully get, you know, the training done, we need to make sure that we're constantly moving, right? So let's go, bring it up a little bit higher, right there. Yeah, good. Now roll to the, yeah, that's it, perfect. Good, now what I want you to do, get on the elbow, get on the elbow, yep. Now I want you to go up on your hip, but keep this knee down. So get up off your hip, good. Bend the knee a little bit more, both knees, good. Get up off the hip, good. Squeeze the glute, hold position there. Let's get long, head is long, good. Squeeze the glute, good right there. Now, keep this down and just spread out, good, hold position, good. Squeeze, back down. Again, up. See that range? We want to get a little bit more range without compensation through the back. Yeah. Right there, see? Hold that position, back down. Go ahead and give me 10. Good. Keep this rotated here. Go ahead. Yep. Again. Good. Down. Again. Good. That's it. So I'm giving him an active block so that he does not compensate and rotate through, because we want to eliminate that rotation, that transverse rotation here in the back. So we want to disassociate from the low back to the hip. Right? Yeah. Good. You can follow it up with the other side and then we'll get back on.
Got it.
This is something good, like especially like you're squatting, right? You're getting your warm-up sets, right? Back in the warm-up room, especially like for meets. I'd have guys do this, hit their warm-up sets and then go back and forth until they're ready to hit the platform. Good. Bend your knees a little bit more. Yeah, there you go. Good. That's it. So it's all glute, right? You're not going into the QL, right? That's it. Perfect.
Whew. Huh? How'd that feel? Felt great. And the cool thing is, like, that's a squat thing I've been seeing like for years. Whenever I'd rewatch a video, I'd always be shifting. I just was like, the weight's coming up, so it's fine, but it's a problem.
Mm-hmm. So again, it may not be a hip issue, it may not be a glute issue. Let's see, right? We got to test it. We can't just be like, oh, you know, okay, this is what it is, right? You got to test, retest, test, retest. So if this is it, hopefully we fix it. If not, we know it's something to do with the ankle maybe, right? Or the adductor, right? So it could be either or. Okay. Right? And that's the case, then we work some soft tissue work in there. We work on that range of motion, work through the controlled articular rotations like we did, and we'll see if it works, right? So it's just trial and error. All right, let's do it. All right, lock it in now. Good. Right leg out a little bit more. A little bit more. There it is, right there. Squeeze the glutes. Good. Hips back, hips back, hips back. Better. Drive. Good. Sit your butt back more. Come on. Sit back, sit back, sit back. Drive. Good. More back. I got you. More back, more back, more back. Go. Up. There it is. Sit back. Come on. Sit, sit, sit. Go. 2 more. Sit back, sit back, sit back. Drive. Good. 1 more. Sit back. Drive. Good. Rack. Good. Perfect. Rack.
It's a question. I feel like I can't naturally hinge
sit
that.
Back. Yeah.
Is that a weakness?
Yeah.
Like, should I be able to reach back that far?
Yeah, you should. You're predominantly your quads, right? And that's the thing. Louis always talks about, like, you can't sit back in there. It's usually in hamstring issue. Even Dave Tate talks about it too as well. You can't sit back into that position, that low position. Like, for me, like, I want to be here. I want to be able to sit, right, and just hover. So this back. So if I can sit and hover and come back up. See, my shins are vertical. But I'm not plopping. Yeah. Right? I'm still in control and I'm driving through.
So another question.
So it's all through here, right?
On the Zurcher then, when I'm sitting back, is the bar going to be away from me for a bit? Because I was trying to keep it here, but am I supposed to let it?
You want to let it almost pull you forward, right? Because now you got a counterbalance.
Yeah.
Just like a goblet squat, right? You have a counterbalance. The great thing about the Zurcher too as well, it allows my fighters to get in an optimal hip hinge because again, they're quad dominant too.
Yeah.
So it gives them a counterbalance, right?
Okay.
And now it allows it, I mean, obviously, when the load gets higher, it's gonna be harder to sit back. But that's okay, we go to the range that we can and we work through there. But when it's light, we wanna get that full range of motion that we can, right? And again, this is gonna give me an ideal, like, it's gonna give me the response to say, okay, what's weak, right? So now it's a tester lift that we utilize to help with, increasing muscle activation, strength, right? So this is a tester lift. We use the builder lifts to bring up the tester lift. The tester lift is the highest correlated lift that you can do inside the sport, right? So whatever this lift, like this tester lift, it's gonna transfer over higher, right? In my opinion, right? For what I see, right? So that's what we're gonna do, okay? Let's go up, put a plate on you.
Sure.
All right.
Oh yeah, how was the hip
It's
shift?
good, it's good.
Better? Okay.
Yeah, so what it is, I think also when you set up with the left foot in front of the right all the time. So that could be a QL issue too as well. So maybe if you go, I would see, qualified chiro and see if he can get your QL back in, or not your QL, but your SI.
Yeah.
It's probably an SI issue too, right? So if the SI's out, it's usually gonna be, you're gonna step and be in a different position. So when you came out, you were pushing more towards that side because you weren't in the same position, you weren't in a neutral position.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you're never gonna set up the same way. Every time that you go to squat, your foot's gonna be slightly out, whatever. But we wanna get it as constant as possible. And it's usually an SI issue, or it's usually a tight opposite side QL.
Yeah.
If you're firing from the opposite side QL rather than the glute, then you're going to shift, you're going to rotate.
Okay.
Do you rotate in your deadlifts?
No.
Okay, good.
Actually,
good.
I do sumo deadlifts though most of the time.
Yeah. So
but I don't have any rotation typically.
Cool, that's good. So we could also do a test where you would lie flat, and then we would do basically a glute firing pattern test. So I want to see your glute fire first, hamstring, then opposite side QL. If the QL fires first, then we have some type of dysfunction going on there.
Okay.
Right? All right, let's do it. All right. Set it up. Now just give me 3, all right?
All right.
Let's watch his feet set up.
Feet okay?
You're good. I want you to pop it, get it up, step, step, boom, boom, find your feet, good, right there, lock it in, good. Sit back, sit back, sit back, good. Drive, good, come on now. Sit your butt back, good, settle, drive.
No.
All right, oh, do it again, I got you, come on. Drive, good, rack it, good, perfect. Good. Yeah, you don't have to over-exaggerate.
Yeah,
because I saw you over-exaggerate.
I was really trying to.
Yeah, don't do that. Just let it ride. Let it settle, right? Because again, now you're getting into like that good morning, right? So that's not what we want. We want to still stay in a squat position. You want to go into a hinge position.
Yeah.
Right. So don't cheat the process, right?
So should is what I should be doing in the middle of that? Because this time I was maybe going out too far.
Yeah. Right in the middle.
Just a little bit inside.
Yeah, you can. The lesser two evils, I guess.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
You're almost taking it to the extremes on both ways.
Yeah.
Right. Let it sit in there, lock your lats down, right? And sit back. And as you sit back, you're gonna maintain that upper back strength there.
Gotcha.
Don't move your elbows at all, right?
Yeah.
The only time you need to move your elbows, right? So right there, that's too much. Sit upright. Right there. That's where you want to be. That's perfect. Not too upright, not too bent over.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? You get too far bent over, now it's a good morning, right? And we'll do that later.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But the Zercher, yeah, you're supposed to have that almost like you're doing a low back or a low bar back squat.
Got it.
Right?
Okay.
Okay?
Just to clarify, is he supposed to sit on the box or just tap it?
No, you're supposed to sit. Yeah, it's box squat, not a squat to box.
Got
Right?
it.
It's the difference. Okay? You would use this primarily because we have the box here. It's to activate that static overcome by dynamic, right? It's to activate that rate of force development, right? To increase force throughout a static position, basically. If I wanted him to just tap the box, that's just gonna that would be just a gauge to find out depth. That really wouldn't really do anything for your ability to produce force from a static position because you're using kinetic energy. We want the kinetic energy to be dispersed into the box and then redirect on our own, right? So you're letting that go. That's why I want you to settle and then redirect. Settle, then redirect. Sit your butt back. Sit, 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 sit. Settle. Come down. Good. Spread and drive. Good.
How much do you want me to settle on the box?
Just a little, just maybe 1 second, right? You're gonna unhinge and then go. Hit it. Good. Sit back a little bit more. Yep. Yep. Almost like a west side box squat, right?
So for my toes, because right now, like,
How you
I'm
feel?
trying to create, like, it's coming out because my feet. Should I keep my feet here or can I be here a little bit?
Get comfortable. Get comfortable so you can create torque.
Okay.
Yep. There it is. Good. That's it. Sit, 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 sit. Good. Now drive. That's fine. That's perfect. Sit, 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 sit. Good. Drive. Good. Sit your butt back a little bit more. Good. Get it up. Good. 2 more. Sit back, sit back, sit back. Drive. Good. 1 more. Sit back, sit back, sit back. Drive. Good. Okay, rack it. Good. Okay. Now, again, like the whole process is, the goal why we want to go wide is because we want to create that lateral force displacement, right? Again, when we're moving side to side, when we're talking about like combat sports, this is important. Now, if you're like a raw lifter, you could probably do this, but this is more of a special exercise than anything, right? It's a supplemental work. You're not doing the sport, right? We're trying to increase the strength in muscles that need to be, and then we're also increasing mobility, right? Under load. So yes, we want to create more of that external torque in the hip. We want to create that lateral force displacement. We want to push through the sides of the feet a little bit, but keep the toes, the big toes on the ground. Right? Crush the ground. Again, sitting back, right? We're working on the hamstring, and I want you to pull, hamstring curl it up, just like Louis says, hamstring curl it up. The reason why I'm putting the bar in the crooks of the elbow is, again, because a lot of times with my fighters, they lack external rotation of the shoulder. So as we're improving on mobility, we could still load them in a squat pattern, still get the strength adaptations, but not put them in a bad position. We want to put them in an advantageous position, right? And we want to make sure that we're getting the stimulus, right? And the great thing about the Zurcher is because it kind of mimics, right, what you're going to be going through. So double unders, right? When you get on the cage, you want to create tension there. You want to have upper back strength, core strength. So, the trunk in general, right? And then you're obviously from the wide stance in the box squat, it's a static and relaxed overcome by dynamic. So again, that's fighting. If I'm relaxed, boom, I got to be dynamic. If I'm here in a static position on the cage, and then I gotta go, right? If I get double unders or I get high crotch, I need to be able to explode from a static position. So it's the same concept, right? So now you're working the special strength. You're also working the specific movements that need to be done to help enhance, muscle contraction and everything that you're doing inside the cage. Now, talking about powerlifting, we're talking about strength sports, this is good too, because if you got baseball athletes, right? Again, I like the axle bar because it's thicker. It's not gonna put a lot of stress on the joint, right? When you get like, thinner bars, and a lot of times I have to do that, it cuts in, right? So what you'll do, you put a towel there or something like that. I always say you could do elbow sleeves, get you some slingshot elbow sleeves, right?
You could put on the, what is it called? The thick grip things?
Okay, fat grips.
Fat grips,
You can, I've done the fat grips too. Fat grips work. I would say the only thing with the fat grips is some of them are too narrow, so like it's hard like to really like get a feel for it. I like it. I like when you put like a full towel down, or let's say you just have the elbow sleeves on, because now you can play with the range of where you're putting your hands. Right. Whereas that, I mean, you could do it too, but it's just a little bit more optimal, and it's faster. You know what I'm saying? If everybody has elbow sleeves on, it's going to protect the elbows, and you're going to be able to maximally load it to a degree. Obviously, Zurcher squats are obviously not going to be as much as your back squat, but that's okay because the goal is to get the stimulus.